Now we're going to talk a little bit about a study that I completed and the paper entitled Community Solutions to Food Apartheid, a spatial analysis of food growing spaces and neighborhood demographics in Philadelphia. The goal of this study was to ask two questions. Are racial composition, poverty, and food access associated with urban agriculture in Philadelphia? And is the association between racial composition and urban agriculture modified by low food access? So essentially, I was trying to understand if neighborhoods that are Black, if neighborhoods that have high concentrations of poverty, or neighborhoods that have low food access, more likely to have community gardens or urban farms located in them. And is the relationship between race and community gardens, does that change or vary based on the amount of food access that a neighborhood has? So to do this study, I pulled from three major data sources. The Philadelphia Neighborhood Food Retail Report is a report that came from the Philadelphia Health Department detailing the food access of different neighborhoods in the city. Also pulled data from the National Historic Geographic Information System, which allowed us to get spatial census tract data. Lastly, the community garden and urban farming data came from the Garden Data Collaborative, which is a collaboration between several Philly area universities and nonprofit organizations. The primary variables that we looked at in this study are neighborhood racial composition, poverty, low food access, and community food growing spaces. So again, community food growing spaces we're using interchangeably with urban agriculture, urban farming, or community gardens. For our analysis, we conducted a BSAG-York-Mali spatial random effects Poisson model. In here, you'll find descriptive statistics of the block groups in Philadelphia. So what we found is that Philadelphia is a highly segregated city, as evidenced by Map A. The dark green areas represent high concentrations of Black residents. So these are block groups that are majority Black. Map B shows the concentrations of poverty in Philadelphia. Map C shows the concentrations of food access in Philadelphia. On the bottom row, the pink dots represent where community gardens are located in the city. So community gardens are overlaid on top of race, poverty, and food access. What you notice is that community gardens tend to concentrate in Black neighborhoods, they tend to concentrate in poor neighborhoods, and they tend to concentrate in neighborhoods with low food access, which is in line with our hypotheses. Our results also show that Black neighborhoods were associated with the presence of community gardens and urban farms. Poverty was also significantly associated with the presence of community gardens and urban farms. And low food access showed a positive association, but that association was not significant. The bottom graph shows the rate ratio for a single standard deviation increase in low food access broken down by racial composition. So if you look at Q3 and Q4, that shows us that neighborhoods that had a higher percentage of Black people were more likely to have community gardens and urban farms when you also consider an increase in low food access. So in plain terms, neighborhoods that are both low food access and predominantly Black are more likely to have community gardens and urban farms. So what does all this mean? We found that research is needed that investigates the impacts of urban agriculture, not just on neighborhood demographics, but also on health and collective agency in Philadelphia. Our results also show a snippet of the communities that are experiencing food apartheid. Our results also have implications for land security in Philadelphia, as Philadelphia City Council and city agencies are actively having conversations about community gardens under sheriff's cell or with U.S. bank liens. There is an opportunity to advocate for better land security for the gardens and farms in the city. There's also an opportunity to have a conversation about councilmanic prerogative and how much power that city council members have to make decisions about who gets land, where they get land, and how much that land costs. Lastly, Philadelphia is currently completing its first ever agriculture plan. There is a real need for the city agencies most involved to support the work of the plan and support the implementation of the plan so that land security and land access, as well as infrastructural support, are no longer barriers to growing food in the city. Thank you so much for your time.